Morning all. It's another very rainy day. Now we're in October, so that's acceptable, I guess. We're going to drive the Discovery 5. So after all those years of Discovery 4 ownership, I've never actually driven a Discovery 5, and I'm really interested to finally get behind the wheel and to see what it's like, again from a practicality perspective, but also from a driving perspective. Realistically, I would wait until the facelift comes, see what the facelift looks like, maybe get a hybrid version of the D5, but keen to see still what it's like from a practicality perspective, because that's not going to change much between the facelift and the current model. So this is a add-on to my previous video, which was about the Defender, the new Defender, and the D4 comparison. Let's give it a go and see how it goes. My assistant Grace is here again, helping me out with the filming, so thank you for that, Grace. And we'll see you again at the Land Rover dealership in about 5 minutes. So here we are, we're just pulling up the Land Rover dealership now to have a 2 or 3 hour test drive in the D5. It's an HSE SDV6. It's raining again very heavily, so I'm going to get wet again making this video. You know, the reality is that the D5 is probably going to have to be the answer for me and my family. A lot more practical than the Defender. So let's go inside. Let's see what they've got for us in terms of hopefully a light interior. You know, I don't like a black interior. Anyway, we'll see you soon. Okay, so we're on the road an hour later. I mean, you know, this is a pretty typical experience with car dealers nowadays, where they're just not on it at all. So I've been talking to this guy for weeks about getting a chance to drive a Discovery, and you know, we get there and he's sort of solving the problems as we go along. He's not ready for me. He doesn't know which car I'm going to drive. Then he has to get the trade plates, somebody's out with the trade plates, and it just goes on. And that's an hour, you know, I'm never going to get back, frankly, which is a bit frustrating. But here we are. In the end, I prioritised having a drive of a more modern HSE vehicle over a less modern TDV6 vehicle, which was the other choice he had. So I'm kind of actually interested, because previously I've never been prepared to take a 4-cylinder in a car like this. It's just totally out of, in my mind, totally out of sync with the character of a big luxury SUV having a 4-pot 2-litre engine. So I'm, you know, interested to see what it's like. I mean, it pulls okay. It's just a bit rattly, and you know, I'd be interested to see what it's like when you're sort of doing, you know, on the continent, you're doing 80 mile an hour and you put your foot down and you want to get up to 90, 95 to do an overtake on an auto route or an autobahn. That's kind of where I think this isn't going to be anywhere near as impressive as a V6 would be. But anyway, it's got a light interior, which is pretty surprising to actually find a car with a light interior. It's got 7,000 miles on the clock. It's 45 grand, I think they want for it. It's an HSE, nice spec, sort of piano black trim with white cream leather. But of course, the first thing I've got to do is put some diesel in it, because it's empty. Been in the car sort of 10 minutes now. I've put some fuel in, so that's good. But trying to get an Apple iPhone to work with the in-car entertainment system. You can't just plug it in. If you plug it in, it refuses it. So then you have to install an app called In-Car Control, Land Rover app called In-Car Control. Still doesn't work. So what on earth has gone wrong between Discovery 4 and Discovery 5, where you can't just plug your phone in and listen to some music? I mean, that's bizarre. Even the, you know, tried the Defender that had CarPlay. This is a 60 grand car, and I'm so far in it 10 minutes and I can't get my phone to work with the ICE. That's a bit rubbish, isn't it? Anyway, we're going to go into this car park, and because we're much later than we thought we'd be, we're going to get a Happy Meal. We've got the iPhone working at last, so that's 15 minutes to get that going. Here we are, sort of just mooching around town, and straight away you feel a difference in the weight of the vehicle between the D4 and the D5. I'm not going to say actually that it's a massive difference, maybe because it's only got a 4-cylinder dragging it rather than the 6-cylinder in the D4. But it definitely goes around a corner better. The ride is not much different, but it definitely goes around a corner better than the D4 does. Glove boxes, double glove boxes, just like the D4. It's got this frameless mirror, which is very nice to look at. I'm not sure it's that same thing that the Defender has, where it can show you a video of what's going on behind, but it's still quite smart to look at. The roof isn't actually a sunroof, as far as I can tell, because I can't make it work. It appears to be just a sun blind. That's the rear one. Yeah, I can't get that to do. I can't see that there's actually a sunroof in there. Maybe I'm being a bit crazy, but the sunroof doesn't work anyway. Very pleasant place to be. Let's get it on the driveway, see how it sits on the driveway with that opening boot, and we'll get the old dog cage in, see how that looks, and then I'll take the family for a spin in it down to West Berkshire Brewery, pick up some beers, a couple of good old boys, maybe a Mr. Swift's or a Maharaja Ale, which are my favourite. Quite also fond of the new one, the lager that they're doing, the Renegade Lager. Comes in a blue can. West Berkshire Brewery. If you're going to buy beer from them. Here we go. Okay, that works. And I don't know what you do with this. You press a button. Press a button for that. Okay, that's good. Should we make the back seats come up? That doesn't work, does it? Okay. What's the point in having like easy moving things? What's the point? Oh no, that's not right. Yeah, okay. So 7 seats. I can use the electronic buttons to raise the seats, but I can't actually get the thing out. I can't reach it. So I'll go around. Okay, finally. So that goes.
Not here. There we are.
Okay, here we go, try again, ready? So this comes down, and then we'll fast forward through this. I know what's going to happen now.
Uh-huh.
It's not going to like it's not going to like that. Okay. It does actually work. Okay. So now you've got your 7 seats. That works nicely. Put those down again. And I'm going to go and get the famous dog crate on the Discovery. Okay, here we go. The dog crate's in. Let's get rid of this one, because these things, this is just as awkward as it is in the D4. Right. Come. Good girl. So there we go. There's Meg into the car. I'll put this down here. I wonder if honestly these things they drive me nuts. I wonder if Meg's thing opens over that. Oh, it does. That's quite handy. Okay. No, stay in there, my love. There we go. So we've got some side pouches here with chargers in, charger. We can put the other seats down from here. Do you have to keep holding the button? You don't. I like that. And then we've got proper van, Discovery van. That's good. Okay. Unusual camera position, but it works. I'm on private property, so no problem. Yeah, I've got some driving thoughts to share with you. One thing is actually, because it drives much more like a car than the D4 does, you actually then drive it more like a car, which means you probably drive it a bit faster than you would a D4, which is not altogether a good thing, is it? You know, one of the pleasures of the Discovery 4 is just kind of floating around at 30-40 mile an hour without feeling too rushed at all. Not the case in this. You kind of feel like you're going to put your foot down in this turbo engine, this 4-cylinder, which is quite sprightly. It just sort of takes off a bit much. Seats too firm. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong, but the seat squab in the front extends too far forward, and so it's kind of pushing hard into the underside of my thigh just before the back of my knee, and it's really hard, and you can't get the adjustment that you need to correct that, unfortunately. So the seat is not as comfortable as a D4, and it's almost actually the complete reverse of the problem that you get with the back seats in a D5, i.e. they're too low and don't have enough support. And these seats, these front seats, are too high and have far too much support, so that it's actually quite uncomfortable on the back of your leg. And I've tried the tipping, and I've tried everything really, and it doesn't work very well for me. So that's interesting. And then just the faff of dealing with everything in the back, I would say. I'm just going to switch all the indicators and everything off here because it's making too much noise. The faff of dealing with the electric seats, which don't work when you've got the luggage cover in place, and then dealing with that flap that needs to come up and down, it just adds time to everything. You know, I'm not sure all of these electronic breakthroughs of electronic tailgate takes a couple of seconds to raise, electronic tail, you know, drop down tailgate there takes another couple of seconds to come down. It just, everything just, you're just kind of standing there going, yeah, but this is great, but I could have done it easier myself. Anyway, there we go. Those are just some thoughts. It's a nice car again. You know, I don't have that same feeling as I did in the Defender, that actually that was a car I felt that I could buy even though it's compromised. This I feel like I wouldn't buy because it's a lot of hassle just dealing with all of that stuff. I almost feel like I've got to go and drive an X5 4.5e now. That could be the next one. All right, cheers.